Hi, so I just finished up setting my C# Unity development environment in Vim for Unity, and it was actually not that straightforward, and there was a lot of questions that I had that I did not find very good answers for. So I thought I should make a video, so hopefully you will not have to um, spend as much time as I did getting this up and running. So, okay, let's start out by talking about omnisharp-vim. Omnisharp-vim is a plugin for Vim that actually connects this server called omnisharp Rosalyn server to Vim. Omnisharp Rosalyn is basically language server for C# or .NET platform based on Rosalyn. And Rosalyn is this uh, um, like code analytic thing for C# and Visual Basics. And this is actually used by Visual Studio. So if we open Visual Studio and we, for example, this is just some C# script player movement, like very short script. I created with Unity. So like if I delete this semicolon, then Rosalyn, this is actually Rosalyn saying, oh, I expected a semicolon here because I know C# and there should be a semicolon there. And this is Rosalyn at work. And another thing that the Rosalyn can do is, for example, here I can type animator and it completes that, and it has all the functions that an animator has and some description of it. So like it just has this syntax code completion and a lot of stuff that you have to have when developing. And so I want to mimic this in Vim. So here I have the same file open in Vim, and if I delete this semicolon, as you can see here, expected a semicolon, and I get this red thing here. And also if I type animator, if I type animator, it like auto completes that, and I can type dot, and then it has all the functions and yeah, just what you would expect from a normal IDE. Okay, so I'm going to, what was I talking about? Yeah. This is the work of Rosalyn, and omnisharp-vim connects Vim with this server. So let's install omnisharp-vim, and that is fairly straightforward. It's just like if you have used any plugin in Vim, then like use your plugin manager of choice. I use Vim plug, and you probably should have Win 8 or higher or Neo Vim. I think there is some extra configuration if you have an older version of Vim. But if you have Neo Vim or Vim 8.0 or higher, then you should be good. So here in my plugin, I just write this line that actually says like download this omnisharp-vim plugin, save it and source it, and write plug install. And then you should have here like omnisharp already installed, but like if I did not have it installed, it would install it for me. Okay, so now we can just open any C# file and write. I should probably have keycaster on so you can see what keys I am writing. Put it here. So I can do colon omni, and you can actually tab complete this. I'm not sure if this is a plugin I have for this tab completion, or whatever. You write omnisharp install. And what omnisharp install does is actually install the omnisharp Rosalind server. And this says here install to my home directory .cache, and you can find it here .cache omnisharp-vim, and here is the omnisharp Rosalind server, and it has the run script and whatever. But okay, so now we have the server installed, and now you can write omnisharp restart server, or start server is probably here, start server. And this might take a few seconds in my experience, if you have a large project, that is. And this is just starting up the server and connecting my Vim to the server. And it says here, loaded server, it took 14 seconds, blah, blah, blah. You can write omnisharp open log to get the logs from the server. And here you can like debug if something is going wrong or whatever. Okay, when you have done this, then you have the server connected to Vim, but you probably won't have autocompletion. To connect the data that is coming from Rosalind to this autocompleter here, like to have it in a drop-down menu, you have to have some language server protocol manager installed, and there are a bunch of them. I use Cock with that is an like a really bad name, but it actually stands for Conqueror of Completion, I'm pretty sure. Conquer of Completion, yeah, that is like the plugin, and you should install that. I won't go into like how you will install Cock. It's pretty straightforward. You can check it out here. And when you have Cock installed, you should get this Cock omnisharp plugin. And how you install it, it's pretty straightforward. It says it here. You can do Cock install Cock omnisharp. I don't have to do it. I already have it installed. And then you will get this drop-down menu completion thing. But what that doesn't do, it doesn't give you the linting errors. So for example, this red arrow here and expected a semicolon, that Cock doesn't do that. You need a linting plugin for that. I use Ale for that, and that is just a check syntax asynchronous lint engine for Vim, and you can configure it however you want, blah blah blah. But what you have to do is, I'll show you here in my, I think it's in vimrc, and I'll link the GitHub repo of all my RC files in the description below. But for the love of God, don't copy and paste my vimrc. It's very chaotic and messy. But I put this comment here, so you can just search for here for kids coming from YouTube, and you can find these following lines. That is just setting up the linter. It's just saying like, oh, hey, Ale, if you open a C# script, use omnisharp as your linting engine. And this B thing linters is just saying, oh, Ale should be active on C# files and Flow language server files. I'm using for Flow for JavaScript development or whatever. And here are just a couple of mappings I have, like jump to definition, this is pretty cool. Like I can press leader key, which is space in my case, space GD, and that like jumps to the animator definition. So, and I recommend like start using this if you are not doing this. Like here you can find everything about this animator, and it is a behavior, and then you can check, oh, what is a behavior? Oh, behavior is a component but has these things. Okay, what is a component? Blah blah blah. You get the gist of it. Yes. Okay. So when you have AL cock and everything set up, then what I got, yeah, one thing about this, I'm not sure if you have to do this, but I just recommend that you do, is install the .NET development core. You just download this from this link. It's right here. And then you will get the core .NET development environment set up on your machine. It's available for Windows, Linux, and Mac OS, Docker, whatever. Okay, so when you are at this point and you open up your, so here I have a Unity project called Space Miner. If I open up this project in Vim, search for some script, player movement, then you will probably get an error for Unity engine and a lot of errors. And this is a very strange part that I did not find any solutions to on the internet. Well, what you have to do, like the omnisharp is looking for a file in the root of your project called a solution file. A solution file, I'm not quite sure what it does, but it's like probably contains a lot of information about the project and like connecting stuff, doing computer science-y stuff. But you have to have this file to get Rosalind working correctly with Unity. And to how you can generate this file and all these other files, I'm not sure if they are mandatory or not. You can go to your Unity project here and go to preferences, file preferences probably, or Unity preferences, external tools, and here you can generate a lot of files, and I just did not know what specific files I need, but you definitely need this .unity project solution file, and then you just click generate project files, and it generates all these files for you. It generates all these files that you see here. And once that is all complete, you probably need to restart Vim, open Vim up in the root of your project, navigate to some C# file, restart the script. It's called omniscript, right? And you should have it all up and working.